The Dreaming Bunny. Once there was a bunny who liked only the very early morning. He loved the first rays of the round sun square on his nose. He loved the frost that made the world look like the dream he had just been having of a glass forest. Early in the morning, the big leaves of the sassafras were etched in white, the blades of the grass shiny and brittle with ice, and the feathery, flowering grasses glassy and sparkling like diamonds. So in some magic way, the little bunny felt still a part of his dreams in the morning. But later, when the rays of the big round sun fell on the treetops, and the mother bunnies began calling their babies to help them wash up, then the little bunny would go and hide in the immense folding leaves of a cabbage. He was so little he could sit inside a cabbage and peek out through the immense folding leaves. And because he went on like this, he was called the Bunny No Good. When the other little bunnies were hopping about doing their work, there was the Bunny No Good sitting in a cabbage. But do you know, he never missed a thing. He wasn't really sleeping. He was just a dreamy bunny. And his little red ruby eyes blinked out of his square fur face, and they never missed a trick. He saw the spiders spin their webs, and he watched the foolish flies fly into them. He saw the mole start down a long hole to go off far down his tunnel and dig under someone's flat green lawn. He saw the other rabbits jumping about and running in circles, and he knew all their funny little wiggles, the way they twitched their whiskers, the way they kicked sideways and wiggled their noses and thumped the earth with their hind legs when they were startled. And he made a dreamy little song to himself about rabbits. Grow, grow, eat and grow, what for bunnies never know. Whiskers whisk, twitch, twitch the nose, so red the eye a ruby glows, shinier than a wet red rose in a rabbit's face. All this time there was another little rabbit who went hopping about, bright as a button, merry as a cricket, fit as a fiddle, busy as a beaver, and keen as a whistle. His name was Bunny Bun Bun, and his big fat mother looked down her soft fur face and said to the other 1,100 little rabbits, "Look at Bunny Bun Bun. If you all want to be as bright as a button, merry as a cricket, fit as a fiddle, busy as a beaver, and keen as a whistle, just do as Bunny Bun Bun does." All this time, the Bunny No Good was singing and dreaming and blinking away to himself in the immense folding leaves of a cabbage. He watched a flock of wild black crows go flying through the sky, screaming their awful wild crow music. He watched them light in an old fat oak tree, making a crown of crows on the topmost branches. All this was still very early in the morning. Some of the frost had been melted into shiny wet water by the sun. Where the trees cast their shadows, there was a shadow of frost on the ground, a white shadow away from the sun, a white triangle shadow for the pine trees and the holly bushes, and a great spreading feathery shadow for the other trees. All this the Bunny No Good noticed as he dreamed away the bright early morning minutes in his cabbage. But not Bunny Bun Bun and the 1,100 other little scurrying rabbits. They were too busy bustling about, washing and dusting and making little straw bunny beds and sweeping and polishing and peeling carrots for lunch. They did not notice the shadow of the frost beneath the trees, or the crown of crows in the old oak at the edge of the wood. They did not listen to the wild crow music. They were too busy about their own little bunny business. And so they did not notice that the crows all rose in a wild black scatter from the branches of the tree and flapped and circled like heavy black shadows in the sky. They did not notice that the wild crow music grew wilder. They did not hear the screaming crows, but the bunny no-good did. All this he saw and heard as he dreamed in the immense folding leaves of the cabbage. He knew something was happening, and sure enough, there came sneaking through the cornfield a red fox. The crows saw him, and the bunny no-good saw the crows. Should he get down out of his cabbage and thump his hind legs on the ground to warn the other 1,100 little bunnies? Not yet. It was still early in the morning. He made a song to himself about crows. Crows, crows, old black crows, nobody knows where the red fox goes. Nobody knows but the wild black crows. The crows circled black across the sky, leaving the treetops empty. The red fox came creeping through, one paw lifted and another paw down, sniffing the cold, moist air, delicately sniffing the breeze on which he could smell 1,100 warm little rabbits. This was no dream. The bunny no-good jumped out of his cabbage. He banged his hind legs, thump, on the ground, thump. Then he ran like a weasel to the other 1,100 little bunnies, and they all dove head first into their holes in the ground, where they were safe. The fox came sniffing along, and he saw nothing but 1,100 little rabbit tracks and little holes in the ground. So he went away, and pretty soon Bunny Bun Bun poked his head out and saw that the fox was gone, and even his scent had blown away across the land after him. So he told the others, and 1,100 little bunnies' heads popped out of their holes, and soon they were all hopping about as usual. "Someone saved our lives," squeaked the 1,100 little bunnies. "Bravo!" called Bunny Bun Bun. "Caw, caw, caw!" screeched the crows. But the bunny no-good had gone back to his cabbage. His little red eyes blinked dreamily in his square fur face, and there he sat dreaming away in the immense folding leaves of the cabbage. It was still very early in the morning.